On the NLP side, have you heard of Susan Jeffries?
No.
She's got a book out on NLP. She's an NLP practitioner in Edinburgh. She's very, very highly regarded.
Is she?
Aye, very. She also does one-to-one sessions. I think her waiting list now probably over 2 years.
Right.
But I knew her when she was no long started out, but she's gone from strength to strength, all in NLP. But we'll have more about that right after the next track. I'm going to play something for the listeners, Stevie.
Tremendous.
Now, let's see what we've got here.
Make sure it's something positive, eh?
Aye, always. Here's one which is, let me see, it's relevant. It's called The Passenger.
Wonderful.
Steve, you were telling us about NLP. Do you use that within your daily life and your business? You can apply it right through.
The champagne corks are gone in my office just now.
Right.
It's because I'm not there. And that's the truth. I mean, I'm a unique guy. I've got a feeling about this radio station already, and it's about I'm on this planet to help people, right? So what we just had a conversation about, the kind of guy I am is I'll go home and I'll rack my brains on how I can help you.
Right.
I'm very clear, and it's not about me, and it's not about people out there might think no, life's not as rosy as that. I've had a lot of trauma in my life, but I've always been a positive guy. When I was unemployed, I was the happiest guy that went and signed on, because I don't allow the gremlins of demons to get in.
That's about your attitude, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's what I'm saying to Billy there. What you think is what you become. So if you choose to get up in the morning and you choose to have the wrong attitude, then I can tell you how your day will pan out. If you choose to get up in the morning and have the right attitude, I can tell you what will come. Mm-hmm. And it's happened to me, and it's happened to me for 5 years ago. Put it this way, 5 years ago I had to go to my father and ask my father for £500, and it was for the deposit of my first van. 22 times I went to his door, and 21 I walked away.
Really?
22nd time I went, he gave me the money, and I built the business with me, one van and £500, and an organisation, a charity in Paisley, gave me £260 towards my first Sage software. Right. And then the roller coaster began. Right. Because if you become innovative and you become driven and you have good feelings about you, so if you get into my fridge is full of positive thoughts, because every time I open the fridge to get a drink of water or milk, I'm thinking what I'm seeing. Right. And it's the same if you get in my office. There's something like 43 positive posters. It's all about winning and believing. My screensaver's the White House, and people laugh at me and they say, why is the White House behind you? Because I'm counting the days till I stand beside Barack Obama, because I write to him, and I write to him every 3 months. Right. And I tell him my story, my journey about road safety, customer service, people development. I'm trying to create partnerships in this world, in my world anyway. Sure. So where I work with unemployed, and I change their lives, I give them goals, I go through the wheel of life, I challenge them, and I tell them, give me 2 areas that you want to improve in one area of your life, and I'll do it for you.
Right. Now, what's next in your road campaign? What's your next actual practical steps?
The road campaign is we've just won we won the National Lifetime Achievement Award at Break. Break's a corporate charity, which we are fortunate enough to be corporate partners. Aye, so Too Young to Die. Too Young to Die book, which is something we sponsored now. Federal Express introduced me, and Federal Express is one of my customers and partners in business. When I say partners, I don't mean that we're joined at the hip. I just say because everything that I do in life is partnerships. Sure. So if you grow partnerships, then you become even stronger. So we won on Friday night in Chester. We won another two national awards. One was for disaster planning, and one was for the work that we do in the community. Right. Last year I won the Kevin Story Award for the Lifetime Achievement Award for road safety. And it's when I set up my business, I said, give me 5 years. Now, one of the responsibilities I had to do was, I believed that you couldn't hand them a set of keys unless you'd fully trained.
I would agree with that, yeah. Now,
that's where I work with people, and I say to them, I'll give you an example. On Monday we have weekly meetings, so everybody comes into the workforce with weekly meetings, and what I do is I try to look at people and see, because I've got a measurement, so every member of staff that I've seen them, so think of this. Think of the happiest time you've had in your life. Think of you coming into this workforce. These guys here will know when you're down and when there's something the matter. Sure. So then I look at it and I say, well, how can they focus on what they're going to do out on the road for me? Because they're going to drive. How can they drive if they're all over the place in their head? Because how you drive your life is through your feelings. You're driven by feelings. So what we do is we look for indicators for people who, when they come to the work, are they focused to drive?
Well, you said it earlier on, actually. If, a lot of people, they're in a fugue in the car, they're in their trance, you know, they're not really seeing the road in front, they're in an alpha state, you know, they get themselves, it's a form of sleeping with your eyes open, really. You know? It's a hypnotic trance.
Absolutely, it's a first stage of a hypnotic trance. And that's right. I'm just back for a seminar where I worked with, very, very closely with a guy called Richard Bandler, who trained Paul McKenna, and I go down to become an NLP Master Practitioner in October for 16 days with him.
Right.
Because we're on to Academy 9. I also work with non-academic kids. So we talk about road safety. We're trying to work within schools between 14 and 16-year-olds, right? Because we're trying to gear them up and program them for taking that step, a provisional licence and then a full licence.
Right.
I also, but remember shiny buttons. Did you have shiny buttons in Easter Scotland?
Yes.
It's amazing because I can tell you where I was in the classroom and where I was sitting when that policeman brought that character in.
Aye.
And what we've done is we just bid for Zach the Zebra.
Aye.
And what that is, I believe in the visual stuff. So see how you go to schools and you see the classroom assistants out in the playground with kids?
Aye.
I believe in what I'm trying to do is create mascots where I'm trying to get a school to buy into. Let's have a mascot out with the primary kids on the playing field.
Right.
So let's have a mascot of a traffic sign with the red, amber, green flashing, and let that play football with them.
Sure.
Because then the kids are going to educate and relate to it.
Aye. And notice it. Aye.
Absolutely. Or it's, I want to design a school. I'm hoping to achieve where I can pilot a school where we can have a road safety theme park. Sure. Not major, just a small one, have the mascots, but also doesn't just stop with road safety. I'm looking at even a mascot for a pound sign, and that relates to money sense, and that's educating the kids in terms of growing up with money, because there's too many people in debt as well.
Well, NLP believes in that. If you get a visual, it'll subliminally become embedded so you remember it.
Absolutely.
And it'll motivate you. You can see, I mean, the thing is, also, I think, I would like to say something just while we're on the subject of road safety. Michael Templeton's on in 4 minutes, so we're going to have to shift over and let him in. Michael's got a drive time show between 4:30 and 7, so keep it lively and locked on Leith FM for all your traffic reports, and he'll keep you safe and tell you the way to avoid having to rush and traffic jams, and give you updates every 15-20 minutes, Michael? Something like that? Yep. So what I was going to say was people who drag kids across the green man when it's at red, that just drives me nuts, you know. Running across the road with kids. I mean, what's that teaching them? When the kid is on its own, it's not going to honour the green man, you know.
No,
so, my ma crosses in the red, I'll just bolt for it, you know. It just drives me nuts, you know.
What we've done is
for the sake of 10 seconds.
We've got 3 vans now. We've got two vans that represent speed, and that's for Aaron.
Right.
We've got Aaron and Ben Peak, which represent drink driving, even the aftermath, so they've died as well. And then actually, Amanda Peak actually ran the Edinburgh Marathon. So they're my marathon surgery recently. Amanda was there and they promoted her 2 sons that died. And then we've got Rebecca, she represents the phone. So it's a visual and putting a visual with the theme, and that's what I believe it works. But we want to get in and start working with more schools. See, we started working with secondary schools, and it was like an age group of 15 to 16 to discuss self-belief, inner strength, way of life and road safety. Right.
Steve, what I'd like to say is a big million thanks for coming all the way through from Paisley to talk to us on Leith FM.
No, I appreciate
Don't be a stranger. Keep your eyes open for kids distribution services with the campaign on the side of them, and you've got how many vans on the road? 28?
25 vans on the road. There's an online petition as well which people can go on and sign.
Yeah, and if you see one, by all means give us a call and identify with it. And if you want to get involved in the campaign, you've got a website. It's
www.kids distribution, that being all in one word, .co.uk.
Thanks very much for coming in. Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.